there's a section in your book where you talk about employees that need to get off the bus, right? They're not a good fit. Like, no matter what you may try or put in place with the five rules or expectations, like how do you know as a leader when it's time to make that change of saying goodbye to somebody? Because first of all, you have to make sure it's in the right seats, right? And
Right.
then they're
Right.
not, if it's not working,
Yeah.
how do you approach that?
Yeah. That's great. That's great. I love that because that's really what makes the five rules so non-threatening. So we're going to have a calm conversation. We're going to talk about what you're doing right, what you need to work on. And again, just I'll take do your job as an example because obviously if you're going to consider parting ways with somebody, they're probably not doing their job. But the first aspect of that is we got to coach them. And I'm so patient when it comes to coaching people because I believe the best in people. And I believe, and I get this from John Maxwell, I believe everybody's a 10 until they prove otherwise.
Oh, okay. So it's not a, they have to immediately, they don't have to prove
Right.
it to you. You're like, I'm already going to just come out of the gate thinking that you're going to do a great job.
Right. And we
Wow.
go over the five rules and I tell them, these are my five rules for me. This is how I'm going to behave. This
Okay.
is how I'd expect you to behave if you work for me. And again, like I said, they work at home, but, and they'll work with your teams. I would tell you that if that's not working and I feel like we need to make a change with somebody, I may move them to a different seat on the bus.
Hmm.
But I'm going to coach them. Okay. And that's part of the magic of the five rules. It's part of the onboarding process. So when you come to work for us, you hear about the five rules. You get offered a wristband and a commitment card. That I'm buying into this. Well, so when you're and what I it's funny how these five rules come to life at a different time and a place with almost every relationship you have. Because when
Hmm.
people hear them for the first time, they're like, I love those. Those are great. But then 3 weeks later, they're not doing their job.
Hmm.
And so then you just have a non-threatening conversation that, hey, rule number one is do your job. And there's a reason that's rule number one, by the way. You got to do your job.
Hmm.
And if you're not doing your job, these are some things I need you to work on. So it's in those moments that I find out if you're coachable.
Mm.
And
Okay.
and also one of the chapters in the book is above all else. And
Hmm.
my above all else, it's kind of my non-negotiables is you got to be kind and you got to be coachable.
Yeah.
And when I autograph my books and I autograph all my books that I sell through my company, that's what I write in the front of the book. Be kind and coachable.